Thank you.
You look more distinguished.
Hey, Larry.
You're next, sir.
It's my fault.
What's your fault?
You gotta blame somebody, right?
You can blame me, I don't care.
Me neither.
What's that? Yes, sir.
I don't think it was there. No, sir.
It's one on the council.
The council?
It's Dave's.
Dave's.
Take your power supply away from the mic.
There we go.
That
Yeah.
was it.
Power supply.
Oh, yes.
I was gonna say, that's exactly where mine is.
It didn't like it today.
Right.
Guys went out there,
Yeah.
just like everybody's back on.
Yours too, Victor.
Hi, Lenora.
And Anita.
I thought Shane Mason said, so you missed the class. I had to check on you.
No, I didn't. They canceled a class.
Tech support. Yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right, we're going to call this meeting of the Community Development Committee of the City Council to order on today, this September 2nd, 2025. The time is now 6:03. First, we will have public comment. If there's anybody here to make a public comment, we ask that you please come up to the microphone. Please state your name and address. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. This is the opportunity for anybody in the audience to make comments about matters before the committee. Seeing none, we'll move on to roll call. Alderman Prude.
Here.
Alderman Barron here. Alderman Osenga.
Present.
Alderwoman Swanson.
Here.
Alderman Navarez.
Here.
Alderman Cobbs.
Here.
Alderwoman Noble.
Here.
7 present, 0 absent. Alderman Marzak is also in attendance. We'll go on to the August 4th committee meeting minutes. Those should have been provided to you in my email last week.
Chair, I read the minutes and I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Navarez. The motion was made by Alderman Cobbs. All in favor of approval of the minutes from August 4th, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Minutes are approved. With that, we'll go on to the review of the draw voucher summary. Those were also provided in advance. If you've had a minute to take a look at those. Is there a motion to approve these draw vouchers as presented?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Alderwoman Swanson, second by Alderman Osenga. We'll do this on roll call. Prude?
Aye.
Barron? Aye, but I abstain as to 260740 to etched in time. Osenga?
Aye.
Swanson?
Aye.
Navarez?
Aye.
Cobbs?
Aye.
Noble? Those are approved with 7-0 vote in favor. Next up, we do not have any presentations to the committee tonight. So then we will move on to the departmental report presented by Barbie Watson and Maya Pettigrew.
Thank you. So we have a total of 37 housing rehab projects going on. You can take a look at that front page, but I'm going to dive right into the lead program. So we have 11 projects in process. We have been held up on the lead certified contractors, but just to let you know, all of the recruitment efforts that Crystal and Stephanie have done in the office, we have onboarded one new contractor, and the second one is on his way, right? Because I think, okay, and a third one, paperwork got turned in. So they're doing a lot of phone calls, and we will have 3 new lead certified contractors to start working with. So hopefully we can pick up these projects in lead and start moving them through according to all the wonderful standards of the grants and the Illinois Department of Public Health for lead abatement. So moving along, but that's some great progress. We still have more phone calls to make, so hopefully we can onboard some more. We obviously have a lot of people on the wait list, and we still have some money to spend, so if we can get some more lead projects done, we will. So feeling optimistic. Good news. And then in our healthy homes, we have 14 projects in process. Sometimes lead abatement is a part of this program as well, so having new contractors is also going to help them. So I look forward to seeing some more of these projects get across the finish line in the coming weeks. So, but we have 14 in progress, and we've completed 8 since May. In healthy homes, we've completed 4 in the lead program since May. On our community development block grant for our housing rehabilitation program, there are 6 in progress. This program moves right along. We're actually pretty close to hitting our goal for this for next year at the end of the year. So I'm excited about that. And this is moving along the way that we want it to. Mira. So Mira, we have 3 projects in process. And this one is always a little bit slower to move through as the residents are paying for a portion of this, so they do get more time to choose materials and contractors and things like that. So this moves a little bit slower, but we're looking forward to hitting this harder in 2026 and getting these people off the wait list. This is an ARPA-funded program, so as Healthy Homes program comes to an end in October, then Urelli will be picking up this in rental rehab and moving those programs along. So more to come on that. On demolition, the contract is before you tonight on City Council, and so I look for approval for that so that we can get the Fifth Avenue properties demolished. Yes.
On the demolition, the one we're doing on Fifth Avenue there, were there any local contractors looked at that project? I see they're out of.
Yep.
Companies out of Chicago.
There were, and we went with the lowest.
Okay.
Alderman, can you make sure to make your comments into the mic? I got a text that we aren't able to be heard on the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Reference the stuff we're doing on Fifth Avenue. I see the contractors out of Chicago, and I was wondering if any local bidders bid
Yeah,
on
there
the
were some
project.
local bidders. This was the lowest proposal that we received.
Okay,
So we went with
thank
the
you.
lowest. On the public facilities for Fire Station 4 and 6 for roof repair, that contract was awarded to Langlois. They have signed it. We just need that signed copy back. But we also need their SAM.gov number so that we can process all of the final grant agreement paperwork so that we can actually pay them the money when the time comes. These projects will not start until we actually get that number. That way I know that we can actually be seamless from when the projects start all the way to finish. So it's not a time-consuming task, we just need to get it done, so. And then in our public service program, we'll talk about the public service allocations from CAB in just a couple of minutes. But here was the process of the public hearing with CAB on May 21st. Their meeting on August 6th, then the recommendation comes to you tonight with some discussion, hoping to bring it to City Council for final approval at the next meeting, September 15th. So, but we can go over that in just a minute under new business. But there's our public service work. Private Security Incentive Program, this is your camera light reimbursement program. This is going strong. Just to let you know, we processed 9 applications in the past month. There's a remaining balance of this fund of $2,138.38. So we will start discussing with administration if this program is to continue and maybe come back to council with the request for allocating additional funds. This program is very popular and it's working, so just something to consider in the next couple months. And then all of our outreach is doing well. We continue to grow an audience through our website and social media. But upcoming in September, just wanted to let you know that there's a KCC resource fair on September 10th. September 20th is a Hispanic Heritage Celebration at the Farmers Market. September 27th is our neighborhood cookout at Kankakee First Church. And that is with all of our community partners, anybody that has resources for residents. They are participating in that event with activities for both seniors and families. And of course, finalizing the food so that we can have a cookout. Also in September, we of course have our regular community meetings that we attend, K-Colt, Continuum of Care, Success by 6, so still participating in those. Any questions for me?
I got one. Has the funds been released for the venue yet?
For economic development?
Yes.
So no, those funds have not been released yet. So there should be a first tranche that gets released to them. I can ask the comptroller about that, because the agreement's signed, but that comes from the comptroller's office. And then the second tranche of that project won't be released until occupancy, the project is completed.
Okay.
Yeah. You can ask Paula when she gets there tonight.
Okay.
I was just wondering, where's Kankakee First Church?
It's Nazarene on entrance.
It's on North Entrance, 1000 North Entrance Avenue, right by Bishop Mack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that already. All right,
Yeah.
thank you. Sorry.
You're welcome. That's it.
Any other questions, comments as to the director's report? No? All right. Thank you, Barbie. Moving on to old business, item A. As alluded to in the report, we do have a list of recommendations from the Community Action Board as to public service program allocations. In your packet or in the email, you should have received the recommendations sheet that has the recommendations as presented by CAB. Turn it over to Barbie or Marlena.
Hey, do you have a copy of that printed out?
I don't have a hard copy. Well, it's up there.
I printed one and I must have left it in my car. It's okay. I remember what it is, basically.
It is on the,
Yeah, I see it. Thank you.
yeah.
I can't even read that.
So we have received the most applications for this program this year than we have received since I've been here in 2019. As you can see, the total request was for $217,532 across multiple programs. We only have $80,000 to work with this year through this grant. And there was a lot of great programs, a lot of meeting people's needs in this community from all these agencies. And the CAB group had a really hard time going through and having conversations, doing discussions, asking questions of the agencies, looking through the applications. And they prioritized housing and food and allocated the money in those priorities as being the biggest needs across the community. So this was their recommendation to present to the CD committee. Ultimately, it is yours to discuss, and however you want to allocate these funds, you can do that. But this was how they came about making their tough decisions as to how to allocate this $80,000. So this is what is presented to you tonight for discussion.
Open it up for comments or questions.
Can I ask a question? What's the difference between the Salvation Army FEP and HPP?
I apologize, I'm not going to remember the acronym as well as I'd like. The HHP is a homeless prevention program, I believe, and the FEP is a family empowerment program. I actually do think I got that right. I'm pretty sure that those are the acronyms. HPP is to address housing needs, help those who are experiencing homelessness. FEP was a children's summer daycare.
And it was an after-school program extension as well.
Okay, thank you.
Alderman.
Yeah, I'm looking at your list there. Supportive Roots, I've never heard of that one before.
It's a relatively new nonprofit. I believe they've only been in existence for a couple of years. It's a nonprofit counseling agency.
Thank you.
Alderman.
Looking down the list, Still I Rise. What is their mission?
So for these funds, it was a part of their youth program, and they obviously had more in the requested than we were allocating, and the conversation was to help with their supplies and materials for those youth programming.
Thank you.
Other questions? Barbie, was there a preference this year, given from HUD to address housing issues based on CDBG funds?
No, there's not a preference.
Okay.
It just has to meet the national objectives of serving over 70% of our low to moderate income residents within the city of Kankakee. So this was just a preference of CAB to support those programs with food insecurity and housing. It's tough when you're faced with these kind of needs. How do you prioritize? What's the direction to follow? And that was just what happened.
Alderman.
The question is as to the first two got more than they requested. One requested 5,000, got 10. The second requested 17 and got 20.
That was a decision that CAB made. So when we communicated the goals of the allocation request for them, it was, the only guidance that we gave was, you have 80,000, here are the programs, you can give less, more, or equal to what they ask, and this was the decision that they had made. They believed in the mission of both of those and kind of, in their mind, rounded those numbers.
Alderman.
Haven't we already supported Harbor House quite a bit?
Yes, with the grants, we are supporting them at that $2 million. This isn't we haven't supported any of their programs directly, though. This goes straight to their programs that provide financial assistance for victims of domestic violence. So that was their request. That was what CAB decided to allocate. So, and again, this is your time to discuss and see if this is how you want to allocate those funds.
Barbie, could you say what those grants was for again?
I don't know them as well as Marlena probably does.
Each of the programs specifically, was that your question?
Yes.
Okay.
No, they already, Barbie mentioned they get grants.
Harbor House?
Yes.
So for this program, it is a rental and down payment assistance and utility assistance to help folks.
And the current grant that Barbie mentioned is the $2 million to expand their shelter. So it's a construction grant. It's not providing direct service in that way.
Interesting.
Next item on our agenda.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We're providing resources in terms of staff.
Correct.
To administer that grant.
Correct, yes.
I'm fine with it. Last year, we gave East Side football money, but they never took it, did they?
No, they did. They,
Oh,
yes.
They ended up
Yep.
taking it? All right.
They took everything, but I mean, maybe just $500 or so. So they spent all of it. Mhm.
All right, good.
Is there a reason why we're giving them zero this year?
It was just a really tough conversation, and they just prioritized anything related to food and housing. Because it's hard when you have 217,000 and only 80,000 to work with, so.
Alderman?
I'll be the bad guy here. There's food banks that you can go, and I've seen people lining up in cars in regard to giving food, but we're discounting the value of supporting like East Side football or youth programs such as, I believe you said it was the Salvation Army FEP, right? That was a family empowerment program, correct? I do find that a little interesting.
To clarify, the first 4 programs are housing and home resource. The 10,000 for Still I Rise would include a food aspect of their youth program, yes. The resource supplies for the Cornerstone line is a basic needs closet for their clients.
Oh, yeah, other-
So it's household items, everything from feminine hygiene to dish detergent, laundry detergent, and things like that.
I want to comment. I understand even at Salvation Army FEP, but Eastside over the last year has gotten over close to $200,000 within the last year. So I think that pretty much where it needs to be, because, I mean, they've gotten money from us, they've gotten money from the county, they've gotten ARPA money, they've gotten plenty of money just last year. So to look at them, to give them some more money, I think we right where we need to be with them. Now, I understand the family part with Salvation Army, but Eastside's gotten plenty.
Just with Alderman Marzak, the food banks that you see all over, some are easy to get the food, others are kind of difficult. You have to, some of them require that you show like your, I don't know what it's called now, like your SNAP card or something. So I know this, it really doesn't have any bearing on any of this, but those are a lot of places, but they're not really easily accessible to everyone.
What was the application for East Side's programming for?
It's part of their football program that they have, the leadership and materials and equipment. It's what we've supported in the past.
Okay, so it sounds like, the question is, at least from comments in the debate, it's, there are a few entities that are receiving more than they asked for. There are some that are not receiving any. The question then, I guess, for the committee is that okay, or do we want to make some changes to that specifically?
I'm okay the way it is, but whatever you guys decide is, I'll go with it, but I'm okay with this.
I'm in
I'm
agreement.
sorry, but Harbor House is a continuing problem in a program. They know their facility has never been big enough, and even with an expansion, it's still not going to be big enough. And to be able to provide a program that might help somebody get out on their own and get their own place, I think is a big deal. So giving them $3,000 more than what they requested, that it could be one security deposit and utility deposit for a family. It's not, I don't think it's, excessive.
I'm in agreement with Danita.
Other comments, thoughts?
I'm fine with what's up there. I'm good with it.
Okay. Is there a motion then to approve or at least to make the recommendation to the full council as to the recommendations made by the Community Action Board? Is there a motion for that?
So, second.
Motion made by Alderman Osenga, second by Alderman Prude. We'll do this on roll call. Alderman Prude.
Aye.
Alderman Barron, aye. Alderman Osenga.
Aye.
Alderwoman Swanson.
Aye.
Alderman Navarez. Aye. Alderman Cobbs.
Aye.
Alderman Noble.
Aye.
Alderwoman Noble. And that was an aye?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. 7-0 in favor. Those will then be presented to the full council
Next
at
meeting.
upcoming opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. Never easy discussion at all.
All right, then we'll go on to something that was mentioned a minute ago, the Harbor House Domestic Abuse Victim Shelter project. And I had asked Barbie just for an update on that grant, that project generally. As I recall, they were looking at a pretty decent shortfall and gap in funding, and they've been engaged in a campaign to try to raise capital for the project.
Yeah. So as far as the actual project goes, when it comes to construction, Harbor House is in site plan review with the city, with the engineering and planner for the city. There's an easement that they will need for utility. One of those easements is still getting worked out, and so we know that that's going on. They're doing a lot of work that way. We just received the grant agreement from the state this morning, so we will be working on signatures and submitting that back. That is for the $2 million construction grant that we were awarded several months ago, so just now getting the grant agreement. So we will be onboarding what our administrative responsibilities are between Marlena, Maya, and myself to manage this grant and the construction piece of all of this. There is some work that goes into that, but we'll be doing that. My latest update from Harbor House is that they have started a fundraising campaign. There's a committee. I have been approached to participate in that so that I can be up to date with what's going on, and so that is just getting started. There's been one big event where they invited people to kind of share the message and let them know that this big project was happening. And for Harbor House's story, if you think about, they have always been the unknown shelter place. So for them, this is them taking a step out behind that and letting people know where they're at, who they are. This is the work that they do, because they have to talk about the project site. So this is a big deal for them, and they're doing that work and building those relationships. And they've got a good group around them that will be approaching community organizations and corporations and looking for other funding methods out there to help with some of their gap. I don't know exactly what the gap is. I do know that they've also been working on their financing. They do have to finance portion of the construction as well. That was part of the terms of the grant with the state. So they are working with a local bank. I was just brought into that conversation at the end of last week with the local bankers as they try to navigate this complex project that has some grant requirements that include the financing piece into it. So there's a good group of community people that are behind this project, and I think that we will get through whatever funding gap they really have. So, and as we finish site plan and we get the final construction estimates in place, then we'll be able to identify all of the funding that maybe is still needed to be raised. So that's where we're at right now with that project.
Any timeline for engineering review and
We've had timelines upon timelines upon timelines, and none of them have been met. So I am now going with the flow, and flexibility is the mantra with this. If you recall, we were supposed to have this grant agreement back in April. So, yeah, and, I mean, we're doing everything we can collectively between community leaders and Harbor House and then us to try to navigate all of this. We were hoping to have already been breaking ground right now, so we're behind on the original timeline.
any comments or questions about that? Okay. We do not have any new business. We have no need for an executive session. Are there any alderperson comments for the good of the order? Okay. With that, then, next on the list is adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I heard Alderman Navarez, second. Alderwoman Noble. All in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. We stand adjourned at 6:30 PM. Thank you.